I have with me the president of Students Big Data Club, and we'll be talking about the club a little bit. Can you please introduce yourself briefly to the audience?
Hi, my name is Maggie Battersby. I am a senior computer science student here and a master's CIS student here as well. I've been president of the club for my senior year. I was secretary last year, and the year before that, I was the social media manager.
That's great. So, what is the mission of this Big Data Student Club, and what are the activities that students do in the club?
Well, the main goal is to teach students a little bit about data. We don't dive into one thing specifically, but every week we try to bring something new, or we talk about a real world topic revolving around data and how it's all going to AI, machine learning, or data engineering.
Okay, so what are some of the key technologies or tools that student usually learn by going to the club and the Big Data Club?
Well, recently we did a data visualization unit where we taught a little about Python and some of the different libraries used for data visualization. Now we're going a little over SQL and how they can use that to create tables. However, a lot of these skills are also applicable in R or Excel.
So can you please share any ongoing projects or initiative that students are working on in the club?
Yes. So for me personally, I'm working on my senior design project, which is very Python based. And then all of our officers right now are doing their senior design project. None of them are specifically data related, but any skill revolving around coding and structures, those kind of skills. I have built a couple of Streamlit dashboards in the past. I've done a couple of SQL tables, and I've used that with Streamlit. For my senior design project, I built a SQL table that is used within the code. And then one of our other officers is doing an LLM with it.
Okay, that's great to hear. So can you explain a little bit more about the dashboard that you mentioned you worked on? Like what tools did you use and what was it what was it about?
So dashboard was something I kind of threw together for an interview last minute, but I used the Streamlit library in Python, as well as the SQL connector in Python so that I could import a SQL database and then use Streamlit as well as some other Python libraries for data to alter it and make dashboards, make a dashboard with multiple visualizations like bar charts and pie charts.
Can you share like what are the benefits for a student who joins the club? I know like there are a lot of students interested, but if you can give some idea like what benefit they can get, that will be great.
Well, for one, you get to meet a lot of people who are just very laid back and are willing to talk about these things and come from different perspectives, have different skills. It's just a great hour where you can talk to people and learn something outside of school that maybe you wouldn't have the initiative to do yourself. Also do a lot of fun activities every once in a while that either help you learn something or just help you meet people.
Okay, and how does this club help students to prepare for like their careers in the field of big data or data science or related field?
Well, what I hope it does is that it gives students enough like piqued interest in order to maybe after the club to go back to their dorm or back to their house and maybe dive more into a topic. Since we discuss a lot of things like how a lot of computer science and data science are being moved to AI, it maybe will spark a student to maybe have a piqued interest in learning a little bit about that and how they can use new tools to help their career.
That's interesting. Okay, so does the club offer any workshop or seminars or training sessions that a student joining the club can benefit from?
So after I do a few introductory sessions, sometimes what I'll do is I'll have a meeting where I say, using all the skills we've learned the last couple of weeks, develop something. Like a couple of weeks ago, I told students, here's a data set, here's the beginning of how you can import it. Now make a visualization, whatever you'd like. And I'd love to maybe broadcast when those are happening more often, so that way people can come in even if they haven't been going to the meetings.
Do you get a chance to collaborate with any industry or any like organization that can provide some real world kind of experience to students?
Sadly, not right now, but I do try to find data sets that would be more authentic to what might be in the real world. And any skill is applicable and it helps.
I think whatever you're mentioning, I think that's very useful. I want to know, if any, as a president of the student club, did you face any challenges?
I will say one of the hardest things is coming up with something every week and having it be useful to learn. Sometimes we get students in the club who are of either the same year as me or older. And so sometimes it's hard to help when they might know more than me or whether they just are in a different field than me and I can't exactly answer their questions.
So, how do you address such challenges?
Well, if they're a master's student, there's not much I can do. I can't take away their 4 years of knowledge. But what I do is I'm very upfront about which of the officers are more experienced with one sort of knowledge, and I open them up to answer questions as well, because I am not all-knowing. And all of our officers have different backgrounds. Some are more AI focused, some are more data engineering focused.
I thought the president knows everything.
No.
So, what are your future plans, and is there anything exciting that you are looking forward to in future for the club?
For the club, I'm really hoping by the end of the year, maybe the last meeting, we can do a mini competition where I give a massive data set and people can either team up or work independently to create a more well-developed visualization, either in like a Jupyter notebook or an R or whatever language or program they prefer, and just show off what they can do and different ways you can explore the same data set.
Okay, that's great. So, with all your experience as a president of the student club, do you have any advice for the students who are interested in big data, but they're not sure like where to start?
Start with YouTube. Start with YouTube. Find something, find a project. Even if not YouTube, there's sites like Udemy and Coursera, which are more expensive depending on which you choose, but they also can help lead you through a learning activity if you need a little more structure than YouTube. That's where I started, and I just kept going from there until I just started learning more and more, as well as on top of going to classes and choosing ones that were focused on what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think that's a great advice for anybody who is like just trying to get started. So, any final comments?
I would say come to Big Data Club. It's a great place to hang out once a week and meet people and maybe learn something.
So, thanks for coming and talking to me. Thanks very much.
No problem.